Yo, what's up, guys? This is Why Not Be Reckless, aka Why Not Be Caster, one of the HCS commentators, analysts, and grassroots content creators. And today we're going to be breaking down some more pro-level gameplay. We're choosing Shopify Rebellion going up against Optic Gaming in the grand finals once again. The next pro review that we do is going to feature different teams, I promise. I think this is now the third time in a row that we're doing this matchup, but they keep going up against each other, and it keeps being exciting. This one was a bracket reset that led into Shopify Rebellion, ended up 3-0ing Optic after 3-1ing them to reset the bracket to become your back-to-back Open Series champions. And we're going to go in and watch some more gameplay. This was an Origin capture the flag, so on the newest map, and I think it's a great map to go over because I think a lot of the fundamentals that you find to be successful on Origin transfer into maps like Empyrean, which I know no longer is on the circuit, but even Aquarius and even Fortress, I think the same principles of blocking the correct spawns and rotating back with your flag carrier is just so important when playing CTF on any map, but Origin is a great one to break down. So why don't we jump right into it? We'll go over the stats real quick here. It was, again, 3-1 in favor of Shopify Rebellion in this matchup. Less than 7 minutes worth of game time. Slays wasn't too heavily in favor of Shopify Rebellion, but it didn't really go long enough for them to have to overslay a 10-kill advantage for them. I do see World 2 had a decent game, but it seemed fairly balanced in the kills and the damage department. We'll focus a bit on World 2, but we'll kind of spread the love in this one and just kind of see who has sniper, who has advantage. We'll try to show a little bit of everybody on the actual map itself. So yeah, why don't we get right into it, and we'll talk about some basic strategy here. And real simple. Most teams are gonna block cave side, have somebody catwalk, and as they are running the flag towards snipe, the main goal is to spawn the enemy over towards elbow and have them have to cross throughout a bunch of open field towards either rockets or trenches, where it's very easy for your teammates to get an angle on the players that are trying to overextend. So you're gonna see snipe side runs most of the time. Not to say that rocket side isn't possible. It was possible in Halo 5. It's also possible in Halo Infinite. But if you have a choice, most of the time you're gonna block that snipe spawn. But what's most important is as you're rotating back, your flag carrier, you rotate back with that player and don't end up blocking elbow spawns too fast, because what ends up happening is sometimes players will overheat and they'll move from cave into flag and then accidentally block elbow, and then the enemy team ends up spawning behind the flag carrier and getting a chance to stop the flag before he's able to turn the corner. We see that a lot on maps like Empyrean, that people don't have good fundamentals there. We see that, I would even say, a bit on Aquarius. Like if you block the frig spawn too early, they'll spawn utility or back base where they can have a chance to shoot the flag. So the main point is a lot of times to rotate back with your flag carrier, or at the minimum, not block the spawn that's on the opposite side of where your flag runner is running. So that's most likely what we're going to see. But I haven't watched the film yet, so let's see if their strategy differs, because pro gameplay, they like to throw a little bit of a wrench at us. Why don't we get started real quick? And we're going to start off with it's the back shot, and I want to go over, I want to see what their starting strat is. Right off the rip, notice we are sending 1 over towards rockets and 3 on that snipe side. Again, I didn't, and not to say that rockets aren't important, but again, I think it's kind of the same principle where if you get sniper, if you control their cave, you want to fight through snipe. So I think it's not so much of just saying, oh, sniper is more important than rockets. I think it's more of this snipe side of the map is more important. So let's slay through this side and then keep this side. And you notice Optic, they're kind of doing the same thing. They're also sending 3 players over as well, and I'm assuming 1 on rocket side. So a very similar strategy for both of these rosters. Why don't we see exactly what happens? Well, we're gonna get a bird's eye view of what happens, and then we'll watch it at first person. So Optic are the first ones to get aggressive there. Looks like a player does end up going 1 shot down on the maze. It does get a kill. Oh. A bit of trades go down, but Optic actually kind of winning the opening break over towards that snipe side. And why don't we actually watch that from their point of view real quick and see how that actually develops. We'll go with We'll go with Bound, because I feel like who was sliding out first, I think that was actually Bound's gameplay we saw. Actually, wasn't Bound. That was flying. That was flying. It was. I knew it was Bound that flew there, got one shot immediately. That's his gameplay, but he still gets the kill. He ends up giving up his life, but takes down 2 with them. Honestly, I mean, especially off an opening break, giving up your life to take down 2 players is gonna be huge. That leaves Legend able to grab a hold of the sniper with a little bit of help of Formal, and a great opening break. Nice. So opening break so far goes to Optic Gaming. Why don't we stay with them for a little bit here?
Please remain calm.
You know, considering Shopify win this game 3-1, this is a great start for Optic. And with that, Frosty does get the sniper, so he might end up dying right away though here. Oh. Love that, controlling the gunfight. Like, just great play. There's no reason for him to give up his life, so he gets right out of there, retreats right into where his teammates are coming from, and just living his life, living his best life, and then finding a new angle. Dude, loving this gameplay by Frosty. This now puts Optic Gaming on spawn, and now we got spawners over towards cave, somebody on the elbow, so a bit of split spawns for Optic there. By the way, notice how Frosty and Shopify Rebellion, they had him multiple down. They were pushing up on them, and then notice that they just weren't winning the damage advantage and wasn't getting that secondary round of slays. So instead of trying to force it and force that situation, they're okay with backing down. A lot of times people see pro players like, all they do is fly forward. Well, yeah, that's true. They fly forward when they have an advantage, whether that be damage, whether that be a man advantage, some type of advantage. And Optic Gaming did a great job of coming off a spawn. They spawned a little bit kind of separated from each other, but we're still able to put down great damage and back down Shopify Rebellion. So instead of overcommitting and dying, you see them kind of retreat and working back towards that snipe side control. Wow, great discipline play by the entire Shopify Rebellion roster. I think a lot of people can learn from that. It's not just about flying forward.
Enemy carrier revealed.
But notice we talked about the cave side, blocking cave and running a snipe side. Well, on this one, they blocked elbow, so that's why they're bringing the flag over towards elbow side. Again, it's not, even though snipe is the favorable side, sometimes you gotta take what you got. If you have that elbow side control, hey, don't be afraid to play through that.
M41 Spanker inbound.
I think they should get return, right? Oh, he got touched actually.
Enemy carrier has revealed.
And Optic Gaming are the ones who get the first flag cap here. Wow. Oh, but I'm actually surprised. I'm surprised by Optic here. So the fact that they're running the flag elbow side, you would think the overextenders are always going to be coming from the snipe side. So I'm surprised that they capped this flag and both players end up looking elbow immediately, and nobody even thinks to check their backside snipe side for anybody that was able to overextend. They both go elbow, and it actually seems a bit of a mistake to me. I wonder what was the thought process here by both of these players going elbow. I mean, is Rockets up? Okay, Rockets are up, so yeah, that's the focus. Okay, never mind. So I take that back. I think Royal 2 ends up just making a good flank, saying, hey, well, look, I don't have positioning for Rockets. Instead of me trying to go top catwalk and try to cross map to help, why don't I flank and go behind them? You distract them, and we'll put some good damage in. Their main focus of the fight is Rockets, so I wouldn't even say a mistake. It was more of, hey, Rockets are pulling their attention, so Royal 2 understands that timing and decides to get behind enemy lines. This is a great play by Royal 2. So both players go down, and you have to assume that they get Rockets because of it. Yeah, good morning, Big Redder. There we go. Somebody does have the sniper, so I'm gonna hop on board with them. Royal Dose. Oh, wait, he sees him. Big shot. Big shot, even bigger stick. You might I say that Optic are playing this phenomenally right now. They're up 1-0. They stopped what could have been almost a guaranteed flag cap. Like, Optic are playing really well right now. And mind you, the game starts at what, 12 minutes. So we've almost seen 4 minutes worth of gameplay so far, right? This is a 7-minute game. It's 1-0 in favor of Optic. So what that means is Shopify Rebellion then must cap back to back to back to back caps, like so quick, in order, because right now Optic have all the control. I'm very interested to see how they're able to do that. Frosty believes he has to just trust Cycle to get that kill there. His main goal is to play forward, to play his lane. Doesn't win that gunfight, unfortunate. I'm gonna go on board with last shot. He's playing awfully forward here. Wow. Dude. That's a huge cap right here, bro. This is going to be a huge cap. So, once again, Optic kind of favoring the Rocket side. This time, Rockets aren't coming up. Snipe down in trenches. Last shot puts a couple of shots down and then ignores that guy. He's like, I'm going to trust my teammates to go in for that. He goes in for the early pull. Frosty gets a slay right. And I mean right as last shot is grabbing this flag.
Prepare for return trip.
Dude, and then the curb slide. And then the curb slide. Bro, I don't mean to glaze, but that's a great pull. That's a great pull, and then, like, wow. That flag has no business going in at all. Like, a well-timed kill right as they're pulling the flag and just catching them by surprise and being so quick with that curb slide, that's perfectly executed by last shot in this entire Shopify Rebellion roster. So Frosty wins his fight, Psycho wins his fight, and they get Rockets at the same time. Look at this. All right, so this is really important. These two fights right here. This is about to lead to a flag cap. I haven't watched it, but this is about to lead to a flag cap. We have one fight going down in Maze, dead. Another fight going down Snipe, dead. Once those two go down, and even the final player goes down, and that allows them to grab a hold of Rockets. Now the enemy team is what, 3 or 4 down? 4 down. They have Rockets. This is an automatic cap. And then, is that a spawner? It has to be a spawner, right? It had to be a spawner. Yeah. One, let's see. 1 goes down, 2 goes down, 3 goes down, and then where's that spawner? And that spawner spawns down in trenches. Remember, if you are blocking elbow and you are blocking cave, there's a good chance that you can spawn over towards back base. But there is what used to be a super emergency spawn in Halo 5. You would rarely see trenches spawn. It is more common in Halo Infinite. I guess with the base being smaller, it's easier to block elbow and back flag or block cave and back flag. So this trenches spawn is a lot more common than you would see Halo 5. You have to know that. Because if you don't, this player has such a head start to push the flag runner going mid or to get behind enemy lines. If last shot doesn't have the awareness that this player spawns over towards trenches, that player could have maybe single-handedly stopped or at least delayed the flag long enough for his teammates to come off a spawn. because of that awareness, because of that execution, it looks like they're going to be able to cap this flag, no problem. They do end up taking out last shot, but it's too little too late. That's the second flag cap. Yeah, more big kills. This right here is going to be simply winning your fights, you know? I mean, we could try to overanalyze it, but there's really no point. This right here is simple. What's your win condition? Well, right now it's Frosty and last shot pushing up. If last shot kills his man and Frosty kills his man, they're able to, and Frosty kills his, they're going to block cave and they're going to run the fly. This is a very, very simple. So last shot kills legend. Frosty kills that player towards back base. Last shot trusts Frosty to get that kill. He's already blocking cave. And this right here is the exact fundamental run that we were talking about before. Block cave, spawn him elbow, rotate back with the flag. Frosty does end up going down, but Optic don't spawn in time in order to contend for this flag. This flag is already on the move. It's made it over towards the base. Gonna slay on the way back, and this is a flag cap. So right, like literally you just saw what we talked about in the beginning, the fundamentals. Block cave, run that flag back towards your cave so spawner, do not block elbow, and just fry and slay out. It's just big kills, and then position yourself properly in order to influence the spawns and manipulate where the opponents are spawning, and then execution from there is all you saw within that Origin capture the flag. And again, I like going over Origin gameplay, almost like how I like going over Empyrean gameplay, because it's simple, but if you don't play it properly, you can mess up guaranteed flag caps. And I see it so many times in high diamond lobbies and low onyx lobbies, and maybe even mid to high onyx lobbies, where players just overheat. And instead of playing their lane or blocking their spawn, they'll push forward and whatnot. And the worst part is if you politely try to ask them not to block the spawn, they usually get really combative on you. But it's a problem. And you notice that pro teams aren't doing that. It doesn't take much in order to realize, okay, we're gonna run the flag this way. Even though I'm getting kills, let me not push that way, because we want them spawning away from the lane that my flag carrier is running. You notice that Shopify and Optic as well with their flag cap never ever did that. And that translates from Origin to Aquarius to Fortress and so much Imperial. Like I said, when Imperial was still into play, so much. So, yeah. That was Shopify versus Optic. Like I said, next time we do some pro gameplay, we will do an entirely different matchup, because we've done this now 3 times in a row, because they've hit the grand finals now 3 times in a row. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoy this type of content, let me know in the comments down below. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Let the algorithm know that you like it. Also lets me know that you like it, and I'll keep doing more of it. If I see that some of these videos aren't doing as well, some of these series aren't doing as well, then I'll just move on to maybe another project and whatnot. I want to keep creating as much content as possible, even outside of the HCS reports, but I want to know what you guys like. So if you have any suggestions as well, let me know in those comments, and I'll catch you later. Peace.